Okay, check out what I got at the thrift store. Can you see that? $15 for this huge, very beautiful piece of art. Today, I have like a major decorating itch I need to scratch. So I looked around my house and thought, what space do I really need to work on and spruce up? And this hallway has been neglected. It's finished as far as trim and paint and everything else, but I haven't put anything on the walls for 4 years. So we're going to fix that. I went thrifting and actually scored big time on like really big frames. This art was actually amazing, so we're gonna keep this one. But then I found online some beautiful vintage art, printed them in really big poster prints, and I'm gonna get them framed and hung in this hallway. So I can't wait to finish this project. It's been on my mind for years. So here we go. Now really quick, before I show you these frames that I got from the thrift store and the art I've printed and the project that I have going here, I want to tell you that I am collaborating with another sweet YouTube friend of mine. Her name's Sarah, and her channel is called Sarah's October Home. I think you are going to absolutely love her channel. She is so inspiring when it comes to thrifting and then using those things in your home, and I know you guys love that kind of content. She has a very beautiful, almost primitive cottage style. I don't know if that's how she defines it, but that's what pops into my head. Really old, unique pieces that she finds or refinishes, and then she just does a really good job at decorating with very simple cottage farmhouse finds, and I just love watching her put it all together. And I think for this video that we're collaborating on, she's also working on kind of a hallway entryway space. So if this is the inspiration you're needing right now, I think between both of us we'll have some great ideas for what to do with your walls in these kind of transition spaces. So please take a minute to go and check out Sarah's channel. I think you'll love it. Tell her I said I sent you, and give her a subscribe, a comment, help her grow on this YouTube channel. And of course, if you're new here, thank you so much, especially if you're coming from Sarah's. I'm Cami. My channel and blog is tidbitsandcompany.com. I love to share inspiration for the keeper of the home, and that is a very diverse topic, and I just love all things home. So hopefully you'll find lots of inspiration here. All right, let me show you these frames that I got. Okay, I already gave you a sneak peek of this big frame that I got. What did this one cost? $15. And this, I think, is like the best deal because it actually has the beautiful art already in it. And I don't know, I wasn't actually thinking to keep this art. I think it was a perceived value kind of thing, you know, art from the DI or the thrift store can't be that good. But when I got this home, my husband just fell in love with it. He absolutely loves this piece, and I think it will work really well with the color tones in our home. It feels original, like it's got the texture of a painting. I don't know if it is. We've tried to look up the signature and couldn't figure it out. They do a good job at like making prints look original, but I guess that doesn't really matter to me. It was 15 bucks for a really big frame and a piece of art, so this one's just gonna go straight on the wall. Then for another $15, this was an empty frame, and I'm always trying to look for these frames that have this linen matte piece right here. I think they're really, really beautiful, and I love the tone of this one. I really kind of lucked out because I was thinking I would go to the thrift store and have to be doing some painting and refinishing on frames, but I actually like all the finishes that I got, so we're just gonna frame the art and put them right up. Okay, you can see I've kind of put the rest of the frames up on the wall where I think they'll go best. This one is the biggest frame I got. Sorry, it's a little dark down here. This was 25, which I thought was a little steep. I definitely don't like the art in this one, but the frame is huge and this wall space is huge, so this will work great. I found a really cool print that was really high pixels that I think will look really good with that frame. This frame is definitely getting a new print in it, as well as this one. Not really my vibes, but it has that linen trim piece that I love so much. Here's another one. It's a little on the smaller side, but the same, it's like the exact same frame as that other one. This is 10 bucks with the linen trim. And then this is probably my least favorite frame, but it will work. I like the matte on there, and this one is in glass. All these other frames do not have glass, and I actually prefer that because I feel like when you put some vintage art prints in them without the glass, it actually looks more realistic. So I'm just gonna bypass any glass and put them up. Okay, I'm gonna show you this art that I picked up that I want you to know I've actually taken this art, it's in the public domain, and I've resized it and put them in like your most common framing sizes for you. If you see a piece here that I'm gonna show you that you also fall in love with, definitely check out my shop at tidbitsandcompany.com. This is where when I find vintage art that I love, I like to curate it into collections and make it available for you for a super affordable price. So please check that out if you see a piece that you absolutely love. This is the first time I've seen them in print. Mr. Tidbits actually went to town this morning and picked them up for me. So let's take a look. I'm really excited to see how they turned out in print. Okay, here's the really big print. I'm calling this To Market, To Market. It's a really fascinating scene of kind of like a farmer's market. Super pretty. This printed incredible quality. It was the original was very high in pixels, so I lucked out finding one there. This is one that my little guy saw digitally in one of our Well-Educated Heart art books. It's called The Helping Hand by Emil something. Anyway, you can find all these on my blog and shop. But he just loved this painting, and every kid that I showed it to fell in love with it. So I knew I wanted to frame this one and kind of put it by his room. It's so sweet. All right, this one I fell in love with. It printed so beautifully. I love the dark colors and the contrast. I love this depiction of a shepherdess keeping watch over her flock while she's also like packing stuff around in preparedness for maybe rain, and then keeping her hands busy. To me, it just shows like what the keeper of the home really does. We tend to our flock and we keep our mind and our hands busy as we do this great work. I really just was struck by this image a lot, and it printed so beautifully. Oh, here's another one. Oh, it looks so good. Oh my goodness, so pretty. So this one I'm calling On My Knees. I don't know if you can see the whole thing here, but it's this beautiful young woman, and you can see she has kind of an empty basket there. And so I like to imagine that maybe her day's work was unfruitful, and here she is on her knees. And so oftentimes I feel like that, like in my work, I'm not getting the results I want. And this is a reminder to me and to my children to go to our Father and ask for help. So I loved that painting. Okay, this one, oh, it's so good. What am I gonna call this one? I'm not sure. I don't know, something about little boys, but there's these cute little boys out on the lake making boats. This just reminded me of my kids so much. They just love being in nature. They're so creative, and I just love watching them explore. So super sweet painting. Now I looked for something that was more neutral for one of my frames and found this one. Kind of like a sketch, I guess, or just black and white. More sepia, I guess, now that I'm seeing it in print. There's this cute little tiny house on a river, a couple people at the door. I just love the simplicity of it, the texture, the different shades and the sketching. So I think that'll be really pretty in one of the frames with the linen trim. Okay, that's it. Let me get these framed. I have to add real quick, if you guys want to see the cost breakdown of framing all this art, I'm going to do that on my blog. I haven't done it yet, so I can't share it on the video. But if I was to get custom frames and custom art for these big wall spaces in the hallway, it would cost a fortune. So I'm gonna show you how much you can save by thrifting frames and getting online art that's either free or super affordable for your frames. So check my blog, tidbitsandcompany.com, if you want to see the cost breakdown. Okay, here's a little tip for you. On these frames that don't have anything in it, like there's no picture, there's no art, there's no board, I actually like to just get foam core and trace my art on it and then cut out the foam core to the right size. It would be really flimsy just to put this paper thin art into the frame. So you want to give it some kind of backing. If you don't have foam core, you could do cardboard. If you happen to have really thin wood, you could do that, but I find foam core just to be the best. So I will just trace this art and then I'll cut it out and then I'll be able to easily get it inside the frame. I'm not too fancy here. I just use a glue stick to get this art onto the foam core. And that's about all I do before I hang it up in the frame. I should also mention to you guys, I always have them print with a matte finish with vintage art. It just looks a lot better. So this foam core will just go right in there, and I believe I'll just tape it down because this frame didn't have like the staple things that are usually there. So we'll just kind of tape it down. So the pictures are hung, and I have one more thing that I want to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but I'm going to give it a try. So I bought, just on Amazon, this chain. See if I can focus it. There we go. So it's just a link chain. I think it's like really for jewelry. And I want to like, it'll be more decorative than actually functional because we just have the pictures hung with the picture hanger. But you know how like old European homes, they hang their images from the chain, and we actually have this trim up here that's more like a picture rail that they would actually hang the pictures from. So I think I can pull off a pretty cool like old world European vibe by hanging the chain from the picture rail to the actual framed pictures. So I'm gonna give this a try and I'll see if I like it, and then I'll share it with you and let you know how it turns out. am so pleased with how this project worked out. It did take quite some time to swap out the images and all these frames, get them hung, get the chain hung, which by the way, I really like it. Let me know what you think about the look. Is this something that you would do? But for some reason this haul with the rose chandeliers and now these big vintage prints, I just feel like that chain was like the pièce de résistance, you know what I mean? Anyway, I really like how it turned out. I'd love to hear your thoughts. It's just so fun to walk down this hall now and just have this art, something to look at. It finally doesn't feel like just this empty hallway. So really quite pleased. I can't believe I put this off for 4 years because it made such a difference. So if you've got some wall space that you're just tired of staring at and tired of it being empty, go check out your thrift store, buy some affordable frames. There is a plethora of vintage art online that you can print for really affordable, and it just makes such an impact. So I encourage you to do that. Go give your home some love and then sit back and enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed watching us complete this hallway finally. It is a busy traffic zone in our home. It leads to all the bedrooms. And of course, it's a bowling alley, it's a runway for the dog. It gets a lot of love and use, and it's really kind of a cool focal point for the home. So hope you enjoyed it, glad it's done, and I will be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.